Bruce Lee, a name that echoes through the halls of martial arts history like a thunderclap, wasn't just a fighter, he was a revolution. His movements were poetry in motion, his kicks were like lightning bolts, and among them, one stood out with almost mythical prominence, the jump kick. Explosive, devastating, and surgically precise, Bruce Lee's jump kick wasn't merely an attack, it was a symbol of his philosophy, speed, and mastery of the human body. In this masterclass, we dissect every component that made this kick legendary, from philosophy to biomechanics, training to real-world application, and how you too can begin to harness even a fraction of this devastating art. To understand the Bruce Lee jump kick, one must first dive into the source of Lee's power, not just his muscles or his speed, but his mind. Lee believed in efficiency, directness, and simplicity. He often quoted, "Hack away the unessential." When he delivered a jump kick, there were no wasted movements, no unnecessary tension. It was stripped down to its purest, most lethal form. That's the first lesson for any student wishing to learn it. You must think like water. Flow. Adapt. Move with no resistance but full intention. Bruce Lee's jump kick wasn't confined to a single form. It evolved. Sometimes it was a straight-ahead flying side kick, other times it was a leaping front thrust. In the classic film Fist of Fury, Lee launches himself through the air with a scream that echoed his emotional intensity, landing a jump kick that sent his opponent crashing through a paper wall. That scene wasn't just cinema, it was technical precision disguised as art. Every frame of that jump was loaded with control, timing, and calculated energy. Biomechanically, the jump kick is a marriage of strength, timing, and angular momentum. Lee didn't have the bulk of a heavyweight fighter. He had the lean muscle of a panther, fast twitch fibers trained with absolute efficiency. His strength-to-weight ratio was astounding. The takeoff of the jump kick begins in the hips and glutes, which generate upward thrust. The core stabilizes the motion, allowing both legs to maneuver in midair. The kicking leg extends with explosive intent, while the base leg is retracted for balance and control. The arms work as counterweights, one driving backward and the other forward to stabilize rotational torque. His head always remained aligned with the spine, his eyes locked on the target. This unity is what made his kick feel like a missile with a human guidance system. Now, we venture into training. Lee didn't believe in mindless repetition. His training was always purposeful. He would practice the jump kick against a heavy bag, against air, against wooden dummies, and sometimes with resistance. He used isometric training to strengthen the exact muscle groups involved in takeoff and impact. He would shadow box with weights in hand to condition speed under resistance. For explosive power, he used plyometric training, jump squats, bounding, depth jumps. To train balance, he would stand on one leg for hours, perform single-leg squats, and execute kicks while suspended on unstable surfaces. His balance was so honed, he could execute a jump kick and land without a sound. Bruce's diet played a role too. He didn't eat for pleasure, he ate for fuel. High in protein, moderate in carbs, low in fat. He favored raw vegetables, protein shakes, and supplements. This gave his body the clean, efficient engine it needed to recover fast and stay lean. His low body fat gave him an edge in agility. You can't fly if you're carrying unnecessary weight. But perhaps the most powerful element of Bruce's jump kick was his mental preparation. Before each leap, there was intention. He never kicked blindly. His eyes studied his opponent's stance, timing, breathing, and weight distribution. Then, like a predator, he struck at the precise moment when the target was most vulnerable. That is the essence of Jeet Kune Do, intercepting with speed and purpose. The jump kick, in Lee's hands, became a tool of interception and disruption. Bruce also emphasized rhythm. A good jump kick wasn't delivered in isolation, it was part of a rhythm of movement. He would feint, shuffle, bob his head, throw a low kick, and then, suddenly, explode upward with a jump kick. His opponent would never see it coming. That unpredictability is part of what made him a master. He didn't follow patterns. He created them. We must now examine the spiritual dimension. Bruce Lee saw martial arts as an expression of the self. All types of knowledge ultimately mean self-knowledge, he said. The jump kick was not just a weapon, it was a reflection of his inner state. Calm, focused, confident. He trained his spirit as hard as he trained his body. Meditation, reading philosophy, quiet reflection, these were all part of his training. That mental stillness gave him the edge in chaos. When fists flew and feet moved at blinding speed, he remained centered. That's why his jump kick always found its mark. To master the jump kick yourself, begin with the foundation. Strengthen your legs, squats, lunges, calf raises. Train your core, planks, leg raises, Russian twists. Practice explosive movement, box jumps, burpees, resistance sprints. Then, move into technique. Stand in your fighting stance. Lift the back leg slightly. Shift weight. Push off with the base leg. Drive the knee up. At the peak of your jump, snap the kick out. Retract it before landing. Practice it slowly first. Record yourself. Study your form. Then gradually add speed and intensity. Repeat. Not for 10 minutes. 4 hours. 4 days. For years. Bruce once said, "I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times." That is the path. You cannot fake mastery. It must be earned in sweat and patience. Let us now look at application. The jump kick is not always practical in a street fight. It leaves you momentarily airborne, vulnerable if mistimed. But when used with precision, it is devastating. Use it when your opponent is off balance, retreating, or backing toward a wall. Use it when you've conditioned them to expect a low kick or punch. Use it as a finishing blow. Train to land lightly, recover quickly, and follow up with a secondary attack if needed. In cinema, Bruce exaggerated the jump kick for dramatic effect. In real life, his jump kicks were more compact, faster, and more destructive. He trained for both worlds, for the eye and for the fight. Let's talk about transition. A good fighter can switch seamlessly from low to high, from grounded to aerial. The jump kick is a bridge between levels. Use it after a low side kick. Use it to counter a charging opponent. Use it to bypass a guard. The jump creates a temporary advantage, a height shift, a perspective shift. Learn to disguise your jump with misdirection. Drop your level, then spring up. Shuffle step forward, then leap. Spin and twist if needed, but never waste energy. What Bruce understood better than anyone was timing. Timing is the soul of the jump kick. Too early and you miss. Too late and you get countered. Perfect timing feels like destiny, it cannot be stopped. That's what Bruce trained for, unstoppable moments. He also taught that the best jump kick is one that never needs to be used. True mastery lies in control. He could end a fight without throwing a single strike. His presence alone was intimidating. That is the power of discipline. Of silence. Of restraint. Learn to fight so that you may never need to. This is the essence of Bruce Lee's jump kick, not just a physical motion, but a spiritual journey. A metaphor for reaching higher, pushing limits, defying gravity. Every time you leap, you are saying, "I refuse to be grounded by fear or limitation." That's the true kick, against mediocrity, against hesitation, against doubt. The training space matters. Bruce Lee's dojo was often not a polished gym, but a simple space where discipline and intent transformed it into a temple. Your training ground doesn't need to be fancy, it needs to be focused. Whether it's your backyard, a garage, or a quiet field, what matters is your mental presence. When practicing the jump kick, you're not just rehearsing movement, you are programming your body to express power with clarity. Wear light clothing, keep distractions away, and visualize each kick before performing it. Mental rehearsal is as powerful as physical repetition. Bruce believed in visualization. He would sit quietly and picture himself executing the perfect jump kick, imagining every muscle firing, every detail aligning. The brain cannot distinguish between vivid mental imagery and actual practice. If you can see it clearly in your mind, your body will follow. Begin by visualizing not just the movement, but the impact. Imagine your foot striking with precision, your landing being feather-light, your opponent stunned. Train your nervous system to recognize this movement as second nature. Next is breath. Breathing powers the movement. Bruce would inhale slightly before the takeoff and exhale sharply at the point of impact. This exhale wasn't just about air, it was a sonic force. His iconic KII during kicks served two purposes: it compressed his core for stability and it disrupted the opponent's rhythm. Practice breathing with your kicks. Inhale as you crouch, exhale as you explode. Controlled breath creates explosive force. It centers the mind, aligns the body, and gives power to your voice and strike. One of Bruce Lee's greatest strengths was his constant experimentation. He was a scientist of movement. He would try new things, abandon what didn't work, and refine what did. You should do the same. Try different jump kick variations: the jumping front kick, jumping side kick, spinning jump back kick. Record each attempt. Analyze it. Where is the power leaking? Are you tucking your knee tightly? Are you landing with balance? Bruce would measure success not by how many kicks he threw, but by how refined the last one became. Jeet Kune Do, his philosophy of martial arts, is rooted in freedom. The jump kick, when mastered, is a symbol of that freedom. It defies gravity, challenges limitations, and flows with adaptive intelligence. In the flow of combat, you must be able to transition from grounded to airborne and back without thought. The jump kick teaches this freedom. It teaches awareness. The ground is your anchor, but the air is your realm of ambition. Stretching is critical. Bruce Lee's flexibility allowed him to deliver high kicks without strain. Dynamic stretches before training, like leg swings and lunges, prepare the body for action. Static stretching after training enhances recovery and range. Focus especially on your hamstrings, quads, glutes, and hip flexors. Tight hips are a jump kicker's prison. Open them, and your body will fly. Don't skip flexibility. It's not passive, it's power disguised as grace. Another overlooked tool Bruce used, the mirror. He would train in front of mirrors, not out of vanity, but for feedback. A mirror tells no lies. It shows the angle of your kick, the tilt of your shoulders, the curve of your spine. Use it. Watch yourself kick. Correct. Refine. Become your own coach. Bruce once said, "The consciousness of self is the greatest hindrance to the proper execution of all physical action." Train until your reflection disappears, not physically, but mentally. When you no longer observe yourself and simply move, you are nearing mastery. The psychological element of the jump kick cannot be ignored. It requires courage. You are launching yourself into space, risking exposure and imbalance. Fear of falling, of failure, holds many back. Bruce Lee taught to face fear head-on. Jump anyway. Kick anyway. In that defiance, you build not just skill but character. The jump kick trains bravery. It teaches risk with control. Every jump is an act of faith backed by discipline. Let's talk about drills. Here are Bruce Lee-inspired drills to sharpen your jump kick. 1. Wall jump drill. Stand near a wall. Place one foot on the wall at about waist height. Push off with your base leg while lifting your knee. This conditions your takeoff mechanics and helps align your body vertically. 2. Double chair drill. Place two chairs about hip width apart. Stand between them. Jump and kick one leg over the left chair, retract, and land softly. Repeat to the right. Builds coordination and hip control. 3. Kick over barrier drill. Set a training pad or rope at chest height. Practice jump kicks that clear the barrier without touching it. This forces you to lift your knee and fully extend your kicking leg. 4. Reactive jump drill. Have a partner call a command at random intervals. When you hear it, jump kick instantly. This sharpens reflexes and real-time response. 5. Shadow jump kicks. Practice your jump kicks slowly in the air. Focus on posture, knee drive, and retraction. Do this in front of a mirror. Slow movement builds awareness. Don't forget to practice landing. A good jump kick ends in a stance, not in a stumble. Learn to absorb impact through your legs and core. Practice silent landings. A soft landing is a sign of control. Bruce Lee believed that how you end a movement is just as important as how you begin it. A clumsy landing ruins a perfect kick. Control from start to finish. The jump kick also has cinematic history. In Enter the Dragon, Bruce uses a leaping kick to take down a guard with pinpoint timing. It wasn't just for show, it was filmed with real effort. Lee didn't use wires. His jump kicks were authentic, earned through years of training. His film performances set the standard for martial arts on screen. Many modern action stars, Jet Li, Donnie Yen, Tony Jaa, studied Lee's jump kicks frame by frame. It became the template for high-flying action. But behind the beauty was brutality. Bruce Lee's jump kick could break ribs, knock out opponents, or send them airborne. It was a strike of last resort, a statement. You use it when it counts. His philosophy was clear: every technique must serve a purpose. Flash without substance is useless. So train your jump kick not to impress, but to express. Express timing, power, clarity, and intent. Recovery is crucial. After intense jump kick training, Bruce would cool down with slow stretching, massage, and breathing exercises. He believed in caring for the body as a temple. Ice baths, herbal teas, and sleep were all part of his regimen. You cannot perform like Bruce Lee if you don't recover like Bruce Lee. Take care of your joints. Stretch. Rest. Replenish. Strength comes from recovery as much as from training. Now, let us return to mindset. Bruce Lee never stopped learning. Even after mastering the jump kick, he sought refinement. Every day was a blank canvas. That humility is the final lesson. No matter how high you jump, stay grounded in spirit. The jump kick is not a trophy, it's a tool. Use it wisely. Teach it honestly. Improve it endlessly. You are not copying Bruce Lee, you are becoming your own version of mastery. You are writing your story through motion. That is the true tribute. In every leap, carry forward his legacy. With every kick, honor the philosophy. Simplicity. Speed. Power. Precision. Discipline. These are the real forces behind the Bruce Lee jump kick.